the niggas dance. They will make a circle. They will be jumping and screaming and like having a mosh pit and like everything. And I love that. Like I said, you can look cool. Sure, I be looking cool, but I'm a sweat. You can look cool throwing ass. You may look cooler because you threw that ass. Throw the ass. It's okay, y'all. Like. So my DJ name is Whipp Appeal. It originated, honestly, I wanted to use my last name and kind of put a twist to it. So Whip is short for my last name. My father was a DJ, and his DJ name was DJ Whip. So although I completely 100% self-taught, I just wanted to put a spin on it and make it my own. So really my mom helped me do it. I was just like, pick something. She was like, cool, Whip. I was like, yeah. Then someone else had it, and she was like, well, what about Whipp Appeal? And I was like, I like that. Like, I'm like, some people know what it is, some people don't, but it's a like old term. It's essentially almost like someone's like essence or something, like allows you to do whatever they want you to do, basically. And that's kind of what I do behind the deck. If I want people to dance, if I want them to move, it's like I feel like I'm putting that essence out there and they're doing exactly what my intention is. So yeah. I'm blessed to say I really haven't had too much. Like, I feel like the DJs, especially the male DJs that I ride with, they respect me. They don't, I think they hear me first, and then they know that I'm passionate, and they can feel and hear the passion behind it, and I think they see that I'm hungry, and like with that, they have respect for it. And I think also, even being like a newer DJ, it's like I have respect and curiosity for the ancestors of DJing, for like the past, for the history of it, and the OGs like that. So I think outside of OGs, yeah, the men don't do too much. It's really the guys that be coming around the DJs and be like cheering. Those are where I get all the negative stuff from. They don't acknowledge me sometimes. They'll walk through me. I could be in the booth and they'll like push beside me just so they can get around the DJ. And I'm like, this is like, what are we doing? Or they'll completely ignore or completely treat me like I'm irrelevant until I get behind the deck and finish. Now they want to follow me. Now we got to connect. We got to, like, very opportunist. Unfortunately for like the women DJs, I feel like there's like an invisible like competition, even though like there doesn't need to be one. But I think that's kind of what the industry tries to do, is make the women kind of, do that, and you got to see who's booked more, and then if they're booked more, they must be better than this one and that one. And like, especially in Atlanta, I've learned like it's a little bit about talent, but it's more about who you know. I think my community is like very eclectic, like me. I think it's very queer, it's very black, it's very alternative. It has so many layers, and I love being around artists. I love being around folks that tap into that spirit in itself. And then even musically with other DJs and just artists, just musical artists, folks that get lost in the spirit of that and understand that music is a spirit, and that's something that we feed and also, give back to each other. Those are things that I could say I'm blessed with in my community, like that understanding and that like mind to like God, essentially, connection. I think folks, we all check on each other. We all like ask questions, even down to pay. Like, hey, how'd this person pay you? How'd this person do this? Like, I feel like we look out for each other, and we make sure that whenever we're going into something, if we know someone has had a gig there before or whatever, that we kind of go with it with a strong head. So yeah, I think it's just all love. I think that's what my community is, for sure. It's love. Even outside of like DJing and stuff, like the people that show up for me, it is something that I have never experienced to this totality. Like, there's people that literally show up to my gig as soon as I start. I could be opening at like 7. They will stay at 7 all the way to the end. Sometimes they're earlier than me. Like, they're coming at 6:45, or I usually come at like 6. They'll be there 6:45 watching me set up to start. Like, it's, yeah, like, and what I love is, like, my community, with it being queer, it's like, it doesn't matter where I'm playing, it just turns into a Black queer experience. And for that, I love that. And yeah, this is, like, DJing has been one of the first things that I felt like I can truly be authentically myself and be completely loved for that. And so I would just, have a full respect for that forever. Herbalism. I was doing a lot of herbalism, a lot of like tapping into my spiritual practice. I was going out and foraging. I went to school for it and everything. So plant medicine, which is like, I guess, going back to like the spiritual stuff, even the music, like going back to the spiritual stuff. It almost helped me grow my faith a little bit more. I feel like there was a moment where, although like I had a very high like spiritual connection and was like being really consistent, and then I feel like I like fell off and like kind of like lost myself a little bit. And so with music, like, it's now to a point where, like, before a set, like, I'm praying, I'm talking to my ancestors, I'm like, I'm thanking the ashe of music in itself. I'm like giving it permission to flow through me and like hold hands and we do it together. It's just little things like that, giving like libations and kind of like giving an offering to the ashe of music through me playing, whether it's big or small or just at home. I think it all tied to it. It all let me know like how much all this is connected and how strong just any medium is, even outside of music, So, yeah.
And do you think like your journey would have been different as far as DJing if you didn't like go through like that herbalism route?
Yeah, because I never wanted to be a DJ. That was never something that crossed my mind ever, at all. So I basically talked to a spiritual advisor that I don't even know if he sits by 5 Points anymore, but his name is Jacob the Face Reader, and he he's a good dude. So we were just having a conversation while I was walking, applying for jobs, asking people if they're hiring and stuff, and he was just checking on me. And the one thing that like really stuck in like a deep way, because we were just talking about all the things that I know how to do, like herbalism, and I played instruments before, I know how to sew, I know how to crochet, I know how to do like so much. And then I'm also neurodivergent, I have ADHD, so it's like it was really difficult to try to put everything together. And he just was like, whatever, I'm probably gonna paraphrase a little bit, but he just was like, when you find the thing where time and money doesn't exist, is when you'll find like the thing that brings it all together, is when you'll find your purpose. Fast forward, I noticed that I was like listening to music for like a really long time in the bathroom, and I thought that it was one time frame, but I ended up being in there for like hours. I got lost in it. So I'm smoking my, my stuff, and I'm having a good time. So the question popped up again, and it was like, what is it where, basically you're doing something where time and money doesn't exist. So I literally heard it in my head. It was like, okay, it basically said music. That's the word that came up, music. So I'm like, at this moment, I'm feeling very connected. So I'm like, okay, universe, like, what about music? It's too broad. I went onto my phone, I went on Facebook Market. I feel like I was guided to do this because it was so random for me to do it, and then a DJ controller popped up. And I was unsure because, again, this was something I never thought of doing. As soon as I saw it, my stomach started to like feel like it was glowing, and it was a feeling that I never felt before, ever. And at that moment, I was like, I have to do it. So I hit up somebody that I knew that used to DJ at the toxic job I was at. And I was like, hey, like, I think a long time ago I said to her jokingly, like, hey, I may want to DJ, but I wasn't for real. But she was like, whenever you're ready, like, hit me up. Hit her up, and she helped me get my first board. She gave me like my first 100 songs. I actually ended up like borrowing money from someone to put down a down payment to get the controller. I was using gamer headphones with the damn mic on it. Like, I was just, and mind you, still, I could not find a job. Like, I was getting no after no after no for like 6 months. Shout out to my wife. My wife was holding it down, and I know that wasn't completely easy for her. So for this 6 months straight, I was locked in from sun up to sundown. Hello, love her, love you, babe. Aww. Locked in for 6 months. So after that, I think I didn't tell anybody, because I knew there was something that was very sacred and important, and I knew myself, and I knew that I was scared. So I knew if I went and shared it with someone and anyone doubted me at any point, I wasn't going to do it. So even when I first came out and did like my first set, I didn't invite any friends. I didn't invite anybody. I only had my wife and one friend because they were supposed to play. Everybody was like, why didn't you tell me? And I was like, bro, I'm stressed. I know. I'm just like, I'm stressed. I'm overthinking. I'm afraid. If I see all y'all there, I know like the perspective outside of like me is like, oh my gosh, all my friends came. But for me, I'm like, no. Now I feel like I have to be perfect because you're there. Please, no. So yeah, it was kind of up from there. And ever since then, it's been in alignment. Like, I've done things I've never done before. I've traveled for work. I've met people from all different types of places. People from different countries, like, hit me up. I had a viral fucking video. I got, like, 11K on my first ever uploaded mix. Like, it's just... And although my father's a DJ, like, I always get a little... when I communicated, because I feel like people are like, oh, that's why. And I'm like, no. Like, the only thing I took was the name. Everything was self-taught from top to bottom. I probably had 2 sessions max. Shout out to DJ Dakota that taught me. Two sessions max. Everything else I taught myself from top to bottom. What I first started doing was like posting mashups, because I wasn't posting anything. Again, I was keeping it really like low key, and a couple of DJ peers, which are now my sisters. Shout out to DJ Fever, shout out to Mix Arena. They both was like, you gotta post shit. Like, you got to put yourself out there. Once I started putting mashups out is when people were like, oh shit, like this sounds really, really good. And I think it just opened people's curiosity. And thankfully, I knew a lot of people already. So, yeah, I think people believed in me kind of from the start. And I'm kind of grateful for that. To be honest, I feel like the answer changes. I feel like I recently just got out of like a rut where like I felt like I was like uninspired, but I felt like it was because I was allowing social media to like crowd my fucking judgment. And I think I started doing things, especially on social media, like that I don't always do. Like, I'm like posting, for example, like my schedule each month. Like, that's like a lot of pressure to do, because sometimes the way my sets are set up, like, sometimes I start getting hit up towards the end, and now I got, 15, 20 gigs towards the end of the month, but I don't got nothing for you in the beginning. It's just, there's a lot of different stuff. So I felt like if I saw, other folks have more or less or whatever, like, I'd be very proud that they would have it, but kind of be like, damn, like, I don't have anything to show right now. And it just started like that doesn't matter, you know what I'm saying? But like, I made that matter. So I think right now I'm just reminding myself like the deep love and like passion and respect that I have for music. Also giving myself like room to like get away from it when I need to. And also, this is cliche, but like, maybe it's a little cliche, I don't know. But certain songs inspired me too. Like certain like edits or things that I hear, like if I hear it, I'm like, oh, like I want to start my set off with this and I'm gonna go crazy. That's actually what happened yesterday with Femme Fatale. I think Spotify or something put me onto a new artist, and I know you missed out. I'm sorry you missed out. It was so good. But yeah, like Spotify put me on to like a new artist. Her name is Lil Sammy, and I think she makes like a lot of like juke stuff. I've never heard of her before, but I heard her music and it just put something in me. It put like a fire in me where I was like, yeah, I'm gonna come in correct. So yeah, those are a few things that kind of keep me inspired. But I'm still figuring it out too. My answer may change over time, but yeah, I just take it day by day at this point. I feel like there's particular genres that you will hear. Like there won't be a time you won't hear it in my sets. I do try to make my sets as open format as possible because when I'm playing, my goal is to touch everybody, yes, but when it comes to my personal community, I feel like we are a little bit closed off with other genres and not understanding that basically all music is black music. And so my goal every time I'm playing is to have people leave being interested in a genre they probably didn't know existed or being a little bit open than they were before. So like you heard, like when I'm playing certain things, I may play something that sounds familiar, like it may be Nuck If You Buck, but it's Miami bass, or it's Jersey, gospel, and like I'm tapping into different spaces where you're like, this sounds familiar, so you're tuned in, but you're like, it sounds different. You know what I'm saying? I'm having you, move your body, do some salsa to some fucking gospel throw, you know what I'm saying? So that's always my goal. So, yeah, that's my answer. More so certain genres versus a particular sound. But I guess my sound is just being eclectic. I think people know that I'm gonna come with different things. Some folks do, some people like it, some don't. But some of the queers are like, I don't like the Jersey, like, well, I'm not in Jersey, and I'm like, I feel you, but I fuck with it, okay? I'm from Connecticut, I'm from up north. That is something, like the way I play, I feel like is a great reflection of that. I think it also like reminds me of like 2017 like party vibes where everybody was like getting in a circle and we're doing dances and we're doing twerk challenges and beat challenges and shit, grinding on the floor and stuff. Like it was just a lot more fun when people weren't afraid to sweat their hair out. You go in, shit is pressed, you looking good as fuck, but when the lights come on, you running like a roach, like, you know what I'm saying? But you had fun. So yeah, you're gonna hear dance hall from me. You're gonna hear Jersey, you're gonna hear Miami bass. I'm trying to think of another one that's like I don't give a damn, I'm gonna play it. Those are probably the core things. But yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I try not to eat like that. I try not to eat or like drink too much before a set because, and I don't even mean alcohol, I mean like water and all that shit. I try not to. I know that's like probably not good, but I don't, because if I'm behind the deck and I have to pee, I can't just leave. I've done it one time, thankfully, and it was when I was playing like a 4-hour set and one of like a dancer was performing, so I was playing their mix that they sent me, and I was like, okay, I got like 5 minutes, so I like slid and hurried up and went. Yeah, thankfully I came back just as soon as it finished, and I was like, great. It kind of was low-key, there kind of was a line, and then they were gonna let me in the employee room, and they were like, oh, somebody's in there, and I'm like, fuck, I only got 3 minutes now, like, hello. But yeah, it's just stuff like that, or like if I eat something that messes my stomach up, stuff like that. So especially when I first started out, I would just have like fruits and stuff like that to like vitalize, and maybe a shot, but that's a whole I try to stay away from liquor now and like focusing on that to like get me right, because it's a whole nother part of DJing that can really bring you to the ground if you let it. So yeah, for sure. Like before DJing, like I stopped drinking like almost like a year. Like I really like drinking is not really a thing I don't need it, you know what I'm saying? I don't need it. And I just remember being so nervous where like my hands would literally be shaking like this, where I had to like hide to like drink water because my hands would be fucking shaking. So I would sip on, stuff, and then after that I felt chill. I felt like I can play, or like I felt like it tapped into my confidence, and everything else didn't matter. But then it started turning into a crutch. I just started getting in my head more. So yeah, I was like, yeah, no, I can't go far with that, and I can't go far like that. So I cut it off. I just started like having like a little drink or two, but even yesterday, like I had a shot when I was done with my set. The whole time I didn't even I just allowed myself to hype myself up. Yeah, no. Yes. Hopefully I name them correctly. In Atlanta, Mix Arena, that is my girl. She is like, oh, she's amazing, and she never gatekeeps. Really a girl's girl for sure. Fiva, also girl's girl. She helped me get my first gig. Shoot, before I was getting booked, she was hiring me to play for like little parties of hers and stuff. Like, truly a gem. Who else? I have a couple in Atlanta. Cleo Trappa, of course. I know there's someone from Getting, so I'm so sorry if I forgot you. But outside of Atlanta, one person, her name is Francesca. I hope I'm saying it right. I don't know if it's Francesca or Francesca. I'm going to say Francesca. Ava. That's her name, Francesca Ava. She's in Chicago right now, but she was in Atlanta for a little bit. And she actually, she probably doesn't know this, but she actually helped me with my style, like the way that I do stuff. Because she plays open format as well, but there's a certain way that she does it, like, that I've noticed. And when I was just listening, I was like, let me like try different things and like see what feels good. So yeah, Juke, I think his name is Juke, made this joint. He's also in Chicago. Very like high energy. I really, really adore him. I think he's dope. I would love to meet him in person. And I guess I'll say that's it for now. Not because I don't have any more people, but because I can't think of them. I'm like not good with names. I'm more of a face person. So bad. Yeah, sorry. I think it depends on my mood. Right now, because it changes. Right now, if I want to get hype, there's this artist named Mellow Bucks. The song Move, I've been having it in every set. I'm not gonna lie. And I don't give a fuck. And there's been many people that have been to my sets back to back, and I'm like, y'all probably tired of hearing this song, but I have to play it. That shit is, it got something in it. I just want to inject it in my veins. Okay, that one, Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, the actual song. That's my go-to when I need just affirmation. I'll tap into some gospel if I'm feeling real low. I don't be in the gospel too much, no shade, no tea. But when I am, I'll cry and everything. I'll just feel it and just be crying. Yes, like our ancestors, sung it, and there's just a sense of just nostalgia when I hear it. So yeah, it just I guess my answer, I'll do some Issa Rae shit, All Things Black. That's my answer. Yeah, a couple, but I had a nigga that didn't pay me. Thankfully, it's my only experience, okay? But the person hired me to... So the person, they hired me and they asked me, they told me they liked my sound and things, and they wanted me to play house. When I did my research on their company and their parties, it was more trap forward, down to the way that they promoted it. House and trap are on two different sides of the spectrum, even just energetically and sonically. It's just not the same. I feel like somebody will be like, you can mix it, but just because you can doesn't mean you should. And so I knew already that they probably wasn't gonna be best. So I got there. I played 2 songs, max 4 of house. I probably was hired to do 2 hours of a set. Guy came up to me 2 hours, not 2 hours, 2 songs in, and was like, yeah, like, scratch all that and just play shaking ass music. Now, there's a certain, like, I'm not even going to get into that, but if I'm doing a 2-hour set, I'm not going to start off with shaking ass music at all. No, I'm going to build into everything. So when they told me to do that, I basically ended up playing a lot of like the shaking ass shit early. So by the time it was time to like switch over and stuff, people were asking me to play songs that I already played because I was forced to play them. And so once I finished, I slowly started to try to bring it back to what they hired me for, because I'm really anal on that. Like, if you hired me to do a certain thing or a certain theme, I'm gonna keep it that way. And I feel like sometimes I end up being the only one that kept the damn theme, and I'm like, well, damn, if I knew that we could go all over, I would have did this shit different. So fast forward, they gave me half my money the day of, and then the guy was drunk, and he was like, his phone died, and he would give me the rest later. Mind you, I had 2 back-to-back gigs. Like, I basically was DJing all day, so I was tired. I wasn't gonna stay. Boom. Fast forward, he dragged me along for a month straight. Like, oh, the club check bounced. Oh, my girlfriend's gonna send it to you, like all this stuff. And he kept asking my cash app. He kept asking all these things, and we didn't text often. So I'm like, bruh, all you gotta do is scroll up and you'll have my info. Like, if you're like, what's going on? Fast forward again, he's posting more events while I still haven't been paid. And the way the lineup was set up was, it was one man, and then it was me, and then it was another woman DJ. And so he paid the man, no problem. Man got his money. He was like, yeah, I got paid. Like, you didn't get paid? No. Oh, that's crazy. Oh. Yep. And then my friend eventually got paid, so I didn't get paid. I still didn't get paid. So fast forward again, I hit him up. Like, it got to the point that it was like the second event now since mine. So I said, what's going on? So now I'm going in your comments, because I've already asked you. I've already hit you up. You're ignoring me. So I'm getting in my comments. I need my money. Give me my bread. Under every photo, I'm hitting him up in his personal page, DMing him in his personal page, writing on every photo in the personal page, I need my money. Like, why are you playing with me, bro? He then comes to say that I ruined his event, people said it sucked. I cleared the room as soon as I came in. And I was like, sir, you asked me to play house for a trap ass underground event. Like, of course it's gonna clear out. I knew it was gonna clear out. And not because of me. He was like, yeah, like calling me all types of bitches and everything. Fuck me, da-da-da. Yup, all these things. Like, fuck me, da-da-da-da. Like, girl, I heard that his parties, like, don't even hit like that no more. But then I found out that he was known for like not paying his DJs like that. So I was just like, bro, you're a lame-o. You could have told me from jump that you was just why'd you drag me out for a month? You didn't have to do that. That's when it became an issue. You should have said what it was from the jump. Yes, I still would have had an attitude, told you was fucked up, but it would have been a softer blow versus dragging it out. So yeah, they didn't pay me. My support system, shout out to my support system, was all up in that motherfucker's page, reporting him, everything. Like, and Instagram lied to me and told me that his page was like shut down. And I'm like, yeah, like, we won. And then I was able to still see that his page was up. So I was like, Instagram, why would you lie to me like that and hurt my feelings? Yeah, why would you do that? Yeah. But besides that, I think I had one set that actually, like, this is when I was like, yeah, I just need to pivot, because I'm starting to like mentally like freak the fuck out. I had a gig where, long story short, nobody was dancing like at all, and I think this was my first time experiencing that, because I was so used to being like praised and people screaming and wilding out. So I played I think before I played, this DJ was playing nothing but like early 2000s R&B. So once I got on, I'm playing a little bit of everything, but people are still standing. So I'm like, okay, maybe I got to go back to the old school R&B that they was fucking with before. I went that route, and then the promoter came up to me and was like, hey, like, I need you to like turn it up, like, you know, like, we're still open for this amount of time, like, we don't want to slow it down. So now I'm in my head, because I'm like, I've played everything at this point. To me, I've played everything at this point, and down to R&B, and y'all still aren't moving. So in that moment, I would just remember just saying things that just was untrue to myself, and my confidence just started to go down, and I was just ready for the set to end. And I just like felt like shitty DJ and all these things. And I just remember just literally tearing myself down to a point where I just had to hit up other DJs, especially ones that were doing it for a long time, and just being like, hey, how do you handle if, you know, the crowd may not be reacting the way you want them to, if you're not feeling confident with like your set, if you didn't like your set, if you didn't like the transition, like, how do you come back? And they gave me a lot of insight and gave me a lot of different perspective to kind of just help my mindset. So now I'm still working on it, because like it's a give and, you know, receive and give and take kind of thing with the crowd and the DJ, you know, like, yes, sometimes we're the background, but sometimes we're the main thing. So it's like, if you're not dancing, you're not giving me, you know, what I need. Sometimes I'm just like, you know, like, literally, I'm an artist and I'm so sensitive about my shit.
I will cry.
Like, literally, what? I would get off the stage and be like, I don't want to talk to anybody. But I love y'all. Like, I love y'all, and it's nothing personal. But, like, I don't want to talk right now. I'm upset and I'm feeling bratty because I don't think that I moved y'all the way I wanted to move it. But then I find out that, like, that will happen. But then after my set, all the people that were standing were, like, come to me and be like, that set was so fire. I got to follow you. What's your Instagram? I'm like, I need y'all to show it, please. Y'all look cool, but I need y'all to, like, y'all can look even cooler if y'all shake that ass, if y'all move a little bit, you know, if y'all like. And that's why I love one of the residencies that I have with Mastering House, because the niggas dance. They will make a circle, they will be jumping and screaming and like having a mosh pit and like everything, and I love that. Like I said, you can look cool. Shit, I be looking cool, but I'm a sweat. Like, you can look cool throwing ass. You may look cooler because you threw that ass. Throw the ass. It's okay, y'all. Like, and even if someone judges you, like, who gives a fuck? You know what I'm saying? Most of the people that are judging somebody for dancing, you probably wouldn't even, you know, and even if they didn't wish, you wouldn't come on this floor and motherfucking do that. So to me, your thought is null and void because you ain't out here doing it. And if you could do it better, let's have a dance battle. I want to see. I don't know why I feel like an artist that I'm going to connect with, if that's the path I want to take, because to be honest, I don't know if I have an interest in like doing that, but if I do, I feel like it's an artist that like is still finding themselves like me, you know, like we're kind of in alignment of that, and then they're gonna come out with some shit that nobody's ever seen, and then we're just gonna like fucking do it. But people that are established, I'd like some like classic shit. Like, this is probably super ambitious, but like some Janet Jackson type shit. I would love to like go somewhere with her and be playing behind the watching her dance and stuff. That crowd? I'm gonna say Kehlani. I'm gonna be ambitious. I would like to do that as well. Because I've sat and thought about it. I'm like, do I want to be like a touring DJ? And I'm like, because it kind of like, and this doesn't mean that it's fact, it's just my opinion, but it's almost like, it almost feels to me like, for example, Iron Man. We know who Iron Man is. If he does anything outside of being Iron Man, I feel like we take it like, we don't take it as serious, or we take it to a certain extent because he's our Iron Man, you know? I feel like I would be afraid of that becoming my identity, that if I do something outside of it, it's no longer being, you know, absorbed the way I needed to because everybody knows me to be this person's DJ, when I've been that before. I've been a DJ or whatever, artist, whatever, before them. So that's kind of why I don't really have an interest. I'm fine with like being a guest DJ at a certain, like, I'll do a couple shows with you and stuff. That there we go. I'm fine with doing a couple shows, you know, like, you know, maybe being a DJ in Europe or something for that little, you know, and then I'm coming back, but not all the way. Oh my gosh, I would love to collaborate with Zach Fox. I would love to do Boiler Room. Oh, like, yes, I would love to do Boiler Room so bad. I would love to, like, Boiler Room, Coachella. I wanna bring some shit that Coachella has not heard before. Okay, it's okay to have the electro and electric music. I play that too, but we're gonna switch that up a little bit, and I'm gonna put some seasoning in it, if you will. No shade. I think everybody's dope. I just know that there's no one that sounds like me, and I want to show up in spaces and give people that experience that they've never, like, heard before. So yeah. Okay, I love when people ask me this because I'm very opinionated on it. Understand structure of music, beats, bars, phrases, counting, keys, all those things. Know what those things are. Know what the terms are. Understand what the terms are. Because if you don't, it shows. And everybody, as a DJ, I describe DJing as like a house. Everyone's house is unique to them, but the base is all the same. You need to know certain things, no matter who you are, no matter where you come from. You have to know those things in order to create your own style. You can't just be out here willy-nilly just pressing play. I mean, you can nowadays, but I feel like in order to really, like, sustainability to me personally, you have to have that structure. You have to. I think being a student and being completely curious to the newer things, but also the past. I think it's important to, like, know your history. If you like certain genres, like, learning where it came from. There's plenty of genres I didn't even know existed before I DJ'd. For example, jungle. Never knew about jungle, never heard jungle before DJing. But once I got into it, I was like, oh my gosh, there's a certain sound that I like. It's like a lot of drumming, and, you know, and I had the curiosity, where did it come from? And then that's when I learned, like, okay, it was based in England or London, based there. But Black people did it. It originally came from Rastafarians that also used sampling, and they sampled and had the drums on top of it, and then it, you know, grew and grew and grew, and then, you know, people started, you know, getting into it. I'll say people started to get into it and change it. But knowing the history of the genres, knowing the history of the music, knowing the history of the ancestors of DJing, because without them there would be no us. And we have to honor that and respect that. Like, yes, it's cool to have, like, mashups and things and all the things, but, like, I feel like without knowing your history, there's no intention. And, like, if there's a bunch of DJs out here that have good, song selection, but no structure, or good song selection, but no intention, what the fuck are we doing? Like, it just takes away the importance. Like, DJing is a very, you're a vessel. And, like, with that, you should be able to, like, construct things in a way so that when you're giving, it's making sense, and it's, like I said, connecting with the ancestors, is connecting with these things. For folks that aren't, you know, in that spiritual space, we can even look at it as like you connecting with God, you know? It could be that too. What else? Listen to other DJs that play. Listen to how they transition. See if you can hear how they transition, and practice it at home. See what feels good to you. don't depend on stems. Don't depend on stems. Stems are trendy. Stems are great, but don't depend on them. You don't need them as much as you think you do. Sometimes all you got to do is like change around an EQ or two and you'll be fine. What else? As you're learning, don't be so pressured to have to post. You don't have to post anything. You don't have to post any and everything. I don't think being viral should be the focal point. If you love this shit and this is something that has called to you, then it's already yours, and whatever is meant for you will be for you. So trying to rush it, trying to be viral without taking the time to understand things comfortably is just a disservice. Yeah. So those are the things. Take your time, have fun. Don't take it too serious, because I take it very serious, and sometimes it can take a toll. And also, no, I think the last thing I'd say is it's okay to make mistakes, especially while you're figuring things out. Make mistakes, and I lied, I have one more. It's also okay to like pre-plan your sets when you're starting out. This is like a hot take, I think. I don't know. Some people are like yes, some people are no. But it's okay to pre-plan your sets for comfortability when you're first starting out, but I do think over time the goal should be to be able to freestyle and know your music and trust yourself and trust in your transitions, because if you pre-plan every set, you can't prep for what type of crowd you're going to have. You don't know. There's plenty of times where I've had certain songs, even last night at Femme Fatale, I had certain songs that I planned on starting with, but when I showed up, I'm like, okay, the energy is higher, so I have to pivot. I can't go this way. You don't know the demographic. You don't, like, there's so many things you have to know before doing it. So I think the goal should be to know your music, understand your music, organize it, and eventually get to a point where you are preparing your full set less and less. And that's it. Whipp Appeal is creative. Whipp Appeal is addictive. And Whipp Appeal is iconic.